Hello, I'm Natasha. Welcome to my channel. If you like my content, please subscribe. Today I want to talk about why I think that the UK is heading towards becoming a failed state. Firstly, we have a collapsed immigration system and open borders. We have high levels of immigration to the country, mainly legal but also illegal. We recently had a case of someone who was suspected of committing an acid attack. This suspected individual had 2 failed asylum applications and then was granted asylum after committing a sexual offence. He was granted asylum after a priest confirmed that he had converted to Christianity, despite friends revealing that he was a good Muslim. In my opinion, this just highlights our broken immigration system. The fact that someone was granted asylum after 2 failed attempts, then given asylum once he has actually committed an offence. What message are we conveying to people who want to come here? That they can commit a crime and still stay in the UK? Yes, of course we have white British people and people born here that commit crime, but we are also importing criminals to our country too. So should we be dealing with foreign criminals as well as British ones? In my opinion, this is not right. Who knows, maybe there will be some sort of farcical inquiry, some wrist slapping, and then nothing will change once again. Ultimately, I think we need to consider what the purpose of a government is for. The West likes to expound the virtues of a democracy, but for me personally, I want to feel safe when I walk on the streets, and most importantly, when I take my children out. The purpose of the government should be crucially to protect its citizens from one another and to provide law and order. It needs to protect its people and keep society safe. If it is failing to do this, then it is not fulfilling its function and needs to be changed. Then there are other reasons why I think that we have serious problems in the UK. The crime rate in the United Kingdom has increased around 8% this year from last year. Violent crimes in England and Wales increased to more than 2.11 million offences in 2022-23, according to police recorded crime statistics. This is a huge increase of more than 1.5 million when compared with 2012-2013. Then there is the large amount of government debt that we have here in the UK. According to the Office for National Statistics, UK general government gross debt was 2,537 billion for the quarter ending March 2023. This is equivalent to 100.5% of our GDP. This means that we spend approximately 4.4% on just servicing the interest of this debt. Then there is the fact that we don't actually seem to manufacture anything anymore. In the past 30 years, the UK's manufacturing sector has shrunk by 2/3. Why is this so bad? Why is the government so wholly focused on a service-based economy? Well, there are numerous benefits of manufacturing for a country. Firstly, there's the fact that economic growth is dependent upon manufacturing. In the United States, for instance, manufacturing productivity increases 3% each year as a direct result of technical innovation. In comparison to service industries report very slow growth because innovation is limited. Trade relies heavily on manufacturing since goods constitute 80% of interregional trade, according to the World Trade Organization. Globally, countries who aren't able to trade with other countries create large trade deficits and a reliance on other nations. Trade deficits eventually impact the value of the national currency, which has a trickle-down effect on the costs of imported consumer goods. Although the service industry represents the majority of global economies, manufactured goods are required to provide services. For example, the business model for retail and warehousing industries revolves around selling manufactured goods. Airlines, utilities and software companies rely on aeroplanes, telephone lines and computer hardware. Manufacturing jobs create more jobs. The Economic Policy Institute in the US reports that every single manufacturing job creates 3 other jobs because wages are spent in other parts of the economy. Moreover, manufacturing creates middle-class jobs and reduces poverty. There is also an issue in the UK that we've sold our houses and companies to foreign owners. Overseas nationals own almost 250,000 homes across England and Wales, the latest research by London lettings and estate agent Benham and Reeves shows. In the current market, that is £90.7 billion worth of property, suggesting that the UK remains a safe haven for foreign homeowners. Foreign investors also own 70% of the water industry. 1 in 4 large UK businesses are foreign-owned. I think we can all think of companies which have been taken over by foreign ownership. For instance, Cadbury's, Selfridges, Fortnum & Mason and the Savoy. Harrods has been bought by a firm based in Qatar, the Dorchester by one in Brunei. As for our airports, most of them are now run by Spanish firms. There are, however, a number of issues with companies being foreign-owned. First of all, the business is controlled and operated in the interests of those people who are living abroad, rather than for the workers and other stakeholders based in British territory. The home territory of the owner is also likely to be where taxes are paid and where the company is most likely to focus on recruiting and training the next generation of their management, thus leading to the weakening of experience and skill set of managers in the UK, especially in industrial industries like manufacturing and energy. Profits made on foreign-owned companies are more likely to be paid in taxes to foreign governments. This means that public services such as schools, hospitals and transport systems abroad are benefiting from British-based companies and British workforces at a time when we so desperately need to inject revenue into our own public services. Now, it is true that when a foreign company buys a British asset, they must give legal assurances that they will maintain a level of investment and activity in the UK. These guarantees are usually to provide company workers with certainty that the firm will not be relocated. But these guarantees are time limited, usually to 5 or 10 years. And despite the best intentions of the management, even if they want to maintain activity in Britain, if their margins come under pressure, they will generally, all things considered, prefer to cut their expenditure in Britain rather than their home market. Ultimately, do I think that the issues that the UK has can be rectified? I do, but I do think that it would take a political party who is willing to possibly introduce some unpopular policies in order to really rectify the problems that we have in our country at the moment.